The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes shows us the rise of Snow from the Hunger Games franchise, played by Tom Blythe, and Rachel Zegler, who played Lucy Gray. This movie did a lot of things, and we got a lot of good callbacks and Hunger Games action, but did it do too much? Let's get into the standouts. First off, this felt like a crude Hunger Games, and I loved it. The technology was new, everything was just being formed for what you've noticed in Jennifer Lawrence's Hunger Games. Sometimes the things didn't work, but the contestants would use it to their advantage. Very smart. The broadcasting was even very old. It looked like a 1930s, 1940s television set like I Love Lucy. It was like watching the caveman Hunger Games, and I was very interested in seeing what it looked like in the very early days. Another standout, the callbacks to the previous Hunger Games franchise. It wasn't forced and even lets you know why some names are given, especially in District 12 where this takes place, brings some clarity to some of the characters, places, and stories we hear in the first 3 movies. One being the Hanging Tree, Katniss, and a few others. The acting, all the acting was good. Tom Blythe was a great Snow. Can't wait to see him in his future projects. His dilemmas was brought to the audience in a way that makes you feel for him, but then you quickly realize that he's Snow. Viola Davis was another standout. She did an amazing job mixing crafted evil with hard truths of society. You can see why the games have gone on for so long, with people like her pushing for its improvement, really improving the horror show. Peter Dinklage was superb as Dean Highbottom. He was conflicted and had great reasons to be Snow's adversary. Towards the end, you get to see the full picture and the origins of the games. Even Hunter Schafer, who had a smaller role playing Snow's cousin, was a great supporting character. Literally. And last but not least, Rachel Zegler. Acting was good, and even her voice, she had a nice southern drawl, and she really did a great job of showing us her character's character. But if I had to say something about her performance, too much singing. And that gets me to my letdowns. My first letdown was actually the singing. In the beginning, it was good. It had strong symbolism of hope and not giving up, but it did lose its luster towards the middle and end of the film. We just got too much singing. It almost turned into a musical. I didn't feel the same pizzazz towards the end of the film than when I heard her singing in the beginning of the film. It got to the point where once another song came on, I was like rolling my eyes, not this again. Another letdown, I call it the shorter games. This movie gave us the Hunger Games on easy mode. We get the whole Hunger Games action, eliminations, killing, everything. But then it stops. The rest of the movie, we're getting more of Snow's situation, how he gets into the positions where he gets to. Unlike the first franchise where almost every movie was showing the beginning, middle, and end of the Hunger Games, this one just kind of stops abruptly. It stops being Hunger Games and then tries to do something else, and I'm not sure what they were trying to do, telling Snow's origins. And that brings me to another issue. I call it the 2 endings. This movie should have ended with the Hunger Games, and then if they wanted to make a sequel or, make this a trilogy, they could have continued on with all the detail. I feel like they rushed to tell Snow's life and trajectory. This movie would have been better as the Hunger Games with a truncated 3rd act. Finish exactly how you finished, just make it short. I also wanted more Hunger Games origin. There was a very small part in the very beginning of him talking about when he was a child, but we didn't really get much from that scene. I wanted to see the origins of the war that was fought that got them to punish the districts in the first place. I wish they would have actually given us the first Hunger Games and not the 10th, and kind of see what that was like and everything leading up to what we know and love from Jennifer Lawrence's trilogy. But that's just a nitpick. Overall, I give this movie a 4 out of 5. Great Hunger Games action, great acting, good callbacks tying to the original film, but a rushed 3rd act, too much singing, and seemingly 2 endings stopped this movie from reaching its full potential. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I have more videos here, and if you like what you've seen so far, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. What did you think of the Hunger Games, and are you hoping for a sequel? Have a great one, guys.